Nikola Jokic's test as positive kind of is I think is the first name that we've heard where we go, okay, again, this is real. This is something that could have a potentially effect going forward. We expect positive tests on the way back into this, 100%. But it's a reminder that all it would take is one positive test for a player of that caliber who is not immune to this just because they're very good at basketball to all of a sudden make things very different for a team.
And for those that you mentioned it, I don't know if everybody knows, Nikola Jokic tested positive in Serbia.
Right.
Where he had been hanging out with
Novak Djokovic,
who tested positive. So he's in Serbia and tested positive there. So, and now he was about a week into it. So he still has about another week or so away before he gets cleared.
And he needs two negative tests in order to be able to come back.
Before he can even get to Orlando.
Yeah, here's exactly what happens. He can't get to Denver yet. So once Jokic arrives in Denver, league protocols require that he undergoes a cardiac screening and tests negative once for the coronavirus before he can join the team in workouts. It's expected he'll have 2 negative tests in Serbia before cleared to travel to the U.S. So we're really looking at 3 tests for Jokic. By the way, Jokic has done the opposite thing of Bryson DeChambeau. Remember, his nickname was the Dad Bod God. He's just the Bod God now.
He has ripped himself. He's lost like 40 pounds.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah, and by the way, again, I don't want to steal it. Kudos to our Randy Scott.
Yes.
He was the one that came up with the Dad Bod God line for Jokic, and so I do not want to pretend like I'm not giving him all the credit in the world for that one. So again, but these are the kind of things that the NBA is going to have to brace for. We're going to have this round of positive tests.
And today, we kept bringing up today as the deadline, and as we are all not shocked, it is called a soft deadline now. Yeah. So basically, the deadline was supposed to be today.
Maybe.
The player had to let the team know, are you showing up to go down to the bubble? So now it's considered a soft deadline, and the real deadline is going to be, July 1st or in that area there, where they have to set their rosters. Again, 13 to 17 players that they can take down to Orlando of a party of 37 total for each team.
Right. So we're in the process of declaration.
Yes.
We're in a declaration atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
For lack of a better term.
So basically, it's not a deadline today.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah,
it's no deadline.
It doesn't happen today. Well, you're out. Nah, it's not.
Will there be any more? That will be an interesting thing. But that is a name. That is a player that would be a key cog for the Los Angeles Lakers trying to win this thing.
And it's a reminder that you don't know the biggest blind spot we have in sports in general is, in a lot of cases, everyone's family situation. We just don't know what they've dealt with, what things go on there, and what could lead to something like this. With Avery Bradley, we already dealt with this with Trevor Ariza the other day in a very specific family situation that led to him not being in the bubble either.
And the player for the Wizards, who was coming off 2 ACLs, had his best season, going to be a free agent, didn't think it was worth it outside the playoff picture now.
Davis Bertans, I believe it is. Yeah, said, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
I got a big deal. I'm going to sign. I'm not going to take a chance of getting hurt because we really don't have a chance in this playoffs. And who's going to say, hey, you're being No, you're not. Go, you're doing the right thing. Go ahead.
Even the Wizards
are like, don't get hurt.
Because they want to resign.
They want to resign.
I think he wants to sign with them.
They may have said, hey, don't go.
Yeah. Here's what we want you to do. Right? So those are those part of the decisions that have to be made about who's going to be in the bubble. And then our own Brian Windhorst, our fine ESPN NBA insider.
There you go.
Yeah, cut that one.
Nailed it. Was on Freddie and Fitzsimmons talking about some of the weaknesses that you will find in the bubble in the NBA.
I spent 4 weeks in April talking with all the experts I could get my hands on about what a bubble would look like. And Tim Bontemps and I wrote a story basically saying what needs to be in the bubble. And the NBA pretty much has everything that we had, with the exception of one thing. And that is that the staff members who take care of the players, who take care of their rooms, who do their laundry, who are going to cook for them, we felt that, in our, working of it, that those folks would have to be quarantined in the bubble. The NBA and Disney have decided that's not the case. To me, that's where the weakness is. You are having those folks going back out into their lives in greater Orlando where the cases are rising and then having them come in.
Listen, that's going to be true everywhere, right? It's going to NHL when they go to Vegas, the hotel workers. Major League Baseball, they're flying to different cities. NFL, they're flying to different cities. College, they're going to different cities. That is going to be everywhere. You're going to deal with people that you don't have direct knowledge of who they've been in contact with.
At least the NBA is doing the best to limit that, but it's still there's no foolproof, bulletproof bubble. It just doesn't exist. And again, this is all a grand experiment. We'll all admit this. In every sport that's either trying to resume or is trying to start or will be starting shortly, there is no guarantee on anything. We're all just going to go down this road and say, hey, we hope it works out, and we'll see what happens.